This week on Inside Boulder News.
The results are in. Find out what residents had to say on 2018's community survey. New changes to ADU regulations take effect February 1st. Here's what you need to know. And the city provides resources to federal workers in need. Welcome to Inside Boulder News, your source for all things Boulder. I'm Jocelyn Avendaño. In September of last year, the city conducted a mailbox and web survey of 6,000 randomly selected residents. This survey was also made available online for the whole community to participate. Results from the community survey were shared during the January 22nd council meeting. A total of 1,235 surveys were completed from the 6,000 randomly selected residents, and a total of 241 residents completed the opt-in survey. The survey is issued every 2 years and is done to gather resident input on issues facing the city. The economy, community engagement, and safety were some of the questions presented in the survey. Results for the community survey can be accessed on the website seen on screen.
I am very proud to announce today that we have reached a deal to end the shutdown and reopen the federal government.
The government shutdown may be over for now, but federal workers and contractors in Boulder are still feeling its effects. Many community members who receive food stamps and housing vouchers are worried that support will run out. The city is exploring ways to provide additional support to community members in need. To find support or stay up to date on these efforts, please visit the website seen on your screen. In December of 2018, City Council adopted an ordinance amending standards for ADUs, commonly known as accessory dwelling units or mother-in-law apartments. The new rule addresses 12 major areas from parking requirements to minimum lot sizes, all of which will be effective February 1st. Accessible dwelling units or ADUs were introduced to Boulder as a way to offer homeowners benefits that can maintain and increase quality of life and as a way to address the city's housing challenges.
There are two primary purposes. The first one was to provide additional flexibility to generate income for property owners and to provide opportunities for aging in place. The second one had to do with providing housing for Boulder workers. And long-term rental options.
For ML Robles, a landlord in the Newlands neighborhood, renting her ADU was a way to provide housing to middle-income workers and to keep up with Boulder's increasing property values.
We're not looking to make these windfall profits off of our rental. We're just looking to leverage some land value, to help pay for taxes, maybe cover some maintenance, do some modest things, which reflects into the fact that the rent doesn't have to be top market.
And come February 1st, existing ADU landlords or those wanting to create and legalize an ADU will have to come into compliance for the new regulations.
So the city will begin accepting applications under the new rules February 1st. One of the reasons for embarking on this process was to make it easier for homeowners with illegal rentals to come into the city and legalize those rentals. So those homeowners will have 30 days after, so basically till the end of February, to start the application process.
The new rules address 12 major areas from parking requirements to minimum lot sizes.
Minimum lot size went from 6,000 to 5,000, so if you have a 5,000 square foot lot, you're eligible now. There are other changes specifically for historic resources to encourage landmarking that would provide the similar parking and size benefits.
For homeowners wanting more information, the city will be holding a presentation and training session on the process and requirements for ADU applications. It will be held on Wednesday, January 30th from 4 to 6 p.m. in the municipal building. More information on the 2018 ADU update can be found on the website seen on screen. The City of Boulder recently released its greenhouse gas emissions report for 2017. Results show the city's climate sustainability efforts are working with a 16% reduction in the community's greenhouse gas emissions. The results show that Boulder has achieved its 2020 greenhouse gas reduction target 3 years early. The City of Boulder completes a greenhouse gas or GHG inventory to help assess the city's contribution as a community to climate change.
We track that against our climate commitment goals, and it also allows us to provide regular updates to the community on the progress against those goals.
Results in the greenhouse gas emissions report show that the city achieved a 16% reduction in emissions compared to a 2005 baseline.
And that's pretty exciting because we had a 2020 reduction goal of 15%, so we actually surpassed that goal a couple of years early.
Even while the community saw growth both in population and the economy, the city was still able to see emission reductions.
And we can attribute that largely to a lot of the efforts we're doing as a community together, both increasing electricity that is renewable on our grid and on our homes and businesses through solar, as well as reduced consumption by the residential sector and improved efficiency across the board.
While the city is taking steps at reducing emissions in the community, it will take a community effort to reach the city's climate commitment goal of 50% reduction by the year 2030. This means that emissions would have to decrease by 2.6% annually in order to meet the city's goal.
This will include increasing renewable energy, electrifying buildings and vehicles, driving our vehicles less, reducing our energy use consumption, and reducing our waste generation.
If you would like to view the city's full greenhouse gas inventory report, please visit bouldercolorado.gov/climate. And to keep up to date on all things climate action, visit boulder.org. Thank you so much for joining us on this week's edition of Inside Boulder News. If you have pictures, news tips, or events you'd like to see featured, we love to hear from you. Connect with us on Facebook and Twitter. You can also sign up to receive video updates right in your inbox. Just go to boulderchannel8.com and click on subscribe. Have a good week.